Okay, so let's start our Adobe Form first session. In the first session, we are going to discuss about the introduction of Adobe Form. Then we will see what is the benefit of Adobe Forms, why it is so important over the SAP script and smart forms. Then we will see some basic idea about what are the things required for Adobe Forms installation. And then at last we will see with the help of one simple example how we can display the Adobe Form after creating from SFP transaction. Okay, we'll see that one in detail. So come to the introduction part, and the first point what I have noted over here that SAP AG got partnership with the Adobe since 2002. Okay, so this partnership has been begun from 2002 itself. It has been first introduced under NetWeaver 2004. Currently, we are having the NetWeaver 7.54 or 55, right? Similarly, it is the NetWeaver under the NetWeaver 2004. This Adobe Form technology was introduced. Unlike SAP Script and Smart Form, this tool strictly separates the data from layout. This we will understand with the practical. What I mean to say over here, if you remember the Smart Form concept and SAP Script concept, there you deal with the data in the layout also, like while generating the smart form or while generating the SAP script, the data is the integrated part of the layout. But in the Adobe Form, this is not the case. The data is completely separated and the layout is completely separated. Data and layout both are completely separated. No ABAP coding is possible under the layouts in this Adobe Form, but in SAP Script and Smart Form it was possible. This is very important notes given by SAP 1009567. This describes the functional differences between SAP Smart Form and SAP Interactive Form. That means everywhere this SAP Interactive Form is not recommended. SAP Interactive Forms by Adobe. The full name is this. Okay. Though this technology has come to get the advantage over SAP Script and Smart Forms, but that does not mean that SAP Smart Form, particularly SAP Script, has been kind of obsolete. This SAP Smart Form is powerful. SAP Smart Form is having several advantages over the SAP Interactive Form by Adobe. That means Adobe Form. Okay, so that differences has been given over there in these notes, and this we will discuss at the end of our this course. Okay, once we'll be having some basic idea about the SAP Interactive Adobe Forms. Okay, and we already know the concept of SAP Smart Forms. If someone does not know, just let me know. I will share you the video that I will upload the videos for these smart forms on the YouTube. Okay, so after the class you can just let me know. And the SAP Interactive Forms by Adobe. So once we'll be having good idea about this, then we will go to these notes. I will not share these notes. I will just get the content from it. And I will share you what is the differences, so that you will be in better situation that when to use the SAP Smart Form and when to use SAP Interactive Forms by Adobe. That means the Adobe Form. Okay. This Adobe Form requires Java stack to run. Okay, Java stack means what? In NetWeaver version, that means you can see that this is our ABAP system, right? ABAP system is installed on what? This system has been installed on NetWeaver. NetWeaver is like operating system. Okay, NetWeaver is like operating system. It provides the environment where you can install the different application. Here you can see that this is actually the main. This is the NetWeaver version. SAP basis version is nothing but the NetWeaver version, and on top of this all other component SAP UI, PI basis, STPI, so many components are there. These all components are installed on top of this basis component, on top of NetWeaver components. So this is like operating system. This is like main component. This is like environment where you can install the another component. Okay, where you can install this product. Different products are there given by SAP. You can see that so many products, right? So here this point, what I'm trying to say, that in NetWeaver there are two types of stack actually. One stack is known as ABAP stack. ABAP stack supports to run the ABAP program, and Java stack means this particular component supports to run the Java related program. Okay, both kind of supports it provides. So if in your NetWeaver Java stack is there, then only you will be able to execute the Adobe form. Now the name of the ABAP program, that program name is the Postman, which is responsible for calling the SOAP based web service. So actually there is a Adobe server, and our ABAP program calls that Adobe server with the help of this SOAP based simple object access protocol. So this is one protocol. We are having another REST protocol, right? Representational state transfer. Similarly, SOAP is that one of the old protocol very widely used in the industry to communicate with multiple environment. This is the XML based protocol. Okay, so makes a SOAP web service call in order to generate the PDF document. So this is our ABAP system, right? And we are having the ADS server, and this ADS server will be called by the ABAP Postman programmer. There can be another program also. Okay, ABAP Postman program is going to call this ADS server, and this ADS server is going to generate the PDF. Okay, and going to return back the Adobe form to the ABAP system, and this ABAP system is going to generate this PDF. Okay, so the actual PDF generation is going to take place by this ADS server. Okay, this ADS server is going to have the actual actual PDF generation task. Okay, that's why in ABAP system we create a RFC destination for this ADS server. Okay, so this is the installation, one of the installation steps. When someone is going to install the Adobe server, he has to set up the RFC destination, RFC, then only he will be able to log in this server, right? So for that purpose he has to create. Here there are different technology for the PDF generation. That means the portable document format, right, which is the open standard for the PDF, right, which is platform independent. Platform independent means any kind of operating system supports the PDF. It can be generated. The only thing is that the Adobe Acrobat reader should be installed in the system, or it can be accessed anywhere on the any platform, this PDF, portable document format. We can get the PDF with the help of SAP script, with the help of smartphones, and this is the latest technology to generate the PDF, that is the Adobe Forms. This is the most widely used technology to generate the Adobe Forms. And Adobe is the company which I think he is the only he is the company, Adobe is the company which is the founder of PDF. I believe that it's my assumption. I'm not sure that who is the founder of this PDF, but whenever the PDF comes into the picture, Adobe comes in the mind. So maybe probably Adobe is the founder, Adobe is the producer of PDF format. So why Adobe form is so important, right? And why this form is important? So actually form is important because form is a kind of legal document. Suppose if you have to send a purchase order, suppose if you have to give a purchase order to a company, you require some legal document, right? So that purchase order, sales order, invoice, these are the legal document which is communicated between two business in order to have the record. So these are the legal document. If some disruption happens, if some dispute happens, in that case these legal documents will be shown to the court in order to justify or to get the decision. Okay, so these are the legal document, based upon that the business happens. Okay, so now why this Adobe form is so important, or so it has been so powerful or so popular. So it's an open standard for the PDF, right? And in the Adobe form, the interactive SAP interactive forms by Adobe, right? The Adobe forms, it provides you the interactive behavior. For example, like suppose if you have the employee ID and employee name on the form itself, in the PDF itself you can give the employee ID and you can enable the input field. You can give the employee name as a label and you can give the input field over here. You can validate the input field. You can save that field in the database. Okay, so interactive behavior is possible with the help of Adobe Forms. That was not possible with SAP script and smart forms. This is one very powerful advantage. Okay, very powerful advantage, right? You can do the programming in you can do the script programming. So two kind of script program it supports. One is the form calc and another is the JavaScript. This is the more popular. We will be using this JavaScript based code in the Adobe form development in order to achieve the interactiveness with the Adobe form. For example, if you have to validate, right, I can use the JavaScript over there. So SAP Adobe Forms have interface separately which can be reused. I will show you this one. One interface you can reuse in many Adobe Forms. So reusability is one of the very good feature over here. Interface is separate. In case of a smartphone, interface is not separate. Whatever the interface you develop in the smartphone, you cannot reuse in another smartphone. Okay. No smart style or other formatter object, right? If you remember in the smartphone, we create the smart style and that we use in order to format the font or paragraph. But here we don't require that smart style. Here directly like in MS Word, here you can see that here in the PPT that I'm having this bold, italic, such kind of option you will directly get in the layout designer in the Adobe, right? This kind of option we don't get in the smartphone, right? If Word, Microsoft Word is integrated, then you can get such option, but if it is not there, generally we use the smart style, right? So it is inbuilt like MS Word formatting option over there. So while designing the form, you have so much flexibility in the Adobe lifecycle, where you can directly create the label. You can directly format your label with the help of bold, EU, and so many other formatting options will be available. Okay, so this is one thing. We'll see that it supports all kind of platform. That means it is platform independent, that we have understood, right? Here the Tcode is SFP to create the Adobe form, right? And to work with SAP interactive forms by Adobe, you need to have the Adobe document service server. The server is required, okay? And this server need to be integrated with your Java application server. That means the Java stack of your NetWeaver. This should be integrated with the RFC configuration. And another, you require the very important component, Adobe Lifecycle Designer. So this is the place where you can decorate, where you can, this is like MS Paint. You can design your form. Okay, you can design your form. That's why its name is Designer. So in order to understand these things in more detail, okay, you can refer this website, this www.munich-enterprise.com and SAP Adobe Forms. So this website you can refer in order to understand the more things, more idea. Now let's go to the system and we'll try to create one Adobe form, and here we will see. Okay, so whenever we have to create a Adobe form, we require to have one interface which, so actually what I mean to tell over here, let me show you first the theoretical part and then we will go. Okay, so first we require one interface. This interface is responsible for populating the data, right? This interface can be developed in the ABAP language. This interface will be having the program, global data, local data, import parameter, export parameter, and this interface you can write the logic to fetch the data, to get the data, right? And on the another hand, you have the Adobe form over here. Okay, this is your Adobe form. So you have to get the data into this Adobe form. So to get the data into Adobe form, you cannot get the data directly into the Adobe form. You have one portion called context. So what you can get, with the help of interface, you can get the data into this context. Once you get the data into this context data can be accessed by the Adobe form. Okay, this context data can be accessed by the Adobe form. That is possible. So first you have to get the data into this context from the where? From the interface. Okay, so let's first create the interface, and the same interface can be used in multiple Adobe form. Okay, so first we'll create one interface. Let's go and create. So the transaction to create the Adobe form or interface is SFP. Come to the SFP transaction. I have just given the SFP transaction and pressed enter. It's taking some time. It's calling. Maybe application server is little slow at this moment. Okay, I think I have logged out, so let me log in once again. So okay, So here, go here, and now what we can do, that we can create the interface. So this is the transaction. Once again, I'm going to repeat. SFP is the transaction. In interview also, it is frequently asked a question that what is the transaction to create a Adobe form. Okay, so for creating the Adobe form and interface, the transaction is same, SFP. Okay, /n is just to get the, to refresh the screen, and to get the SFP is to get this particular form and interface. Okay, so I'm going to create one interface, ZIF demo Adobe demo. Click on this create button. Adobe form demo interface. Here you can see that there are three types of option you have: ABAP dictionary based interface, XML schema based interface, smart forms compatible interface. Another two, we'll discuss it later. Let's select by default this ABAP dictionary based interface. Click on the save button, local object, and here you can see that this is the interface. In the interface you have the form interface, import, export, exceptions, right? That means when you will activate the Adobe form, what it will do, that it will create one function module, same as a smart form. When you will activate this Adobe form, it will generate one function module, and that function module will be having the same import parameter how you have over here in this form interface, right? In the smart form also, if you remember that in a smart form, when you create any smart forms over here, okay, so here also you get, right, here also this global form interface option you have, right, this form interface option you have over here. And all this, when you activate this one, all this import parameter, whatever you have the parameter over here, this will be there as an import parameter of the function module. So if you activate this, it will generate one function module, right? It will generate one function module, and this function module is going to have the same import parameter what you have over here. So see, this function module is generated. I pressed F8, and here under the import parameter, the same import parameter is there. In the same way, if you activate this Adobe form, right, you will get what you can put the additional parameter based upon your requirement, and that function module can be called from some enhancement, some user exit, customer exit, or from your driver program in order to generate this Adobe form. So that part also we will see how this Adobe form can be integrated with purchase order, sales order, invoices. Okay, so first we'll understand in detail all this, how to create, and then the integration part we will see in the later classes. This is the import parameter, right? Export parameter also, if you want, you can give it over here, right? The exceptions, right? Exceptions. Here in the a smart form, if you observe over here in the smart form, right? If you just go back and here you just check it, you don't have the export parameter, you have the import parameter only, right? You don't have the export parameter, see here, but there you are able to get the export parameter in the same here, import, export, and here in the form interface in this way. Here on this tab way you are having, so everything, the tables, exceptions, whatever you have over here, the import, export, and exceptions, all these things here also you have. Tables, here you have to use inside the import or export itself using the table type, right? Here you have given one extra tab for the tables. So you can give directly over a structure and it will be have like a tables. All right. So that is not create a big difference. You will be still able to achieve the things what you are able to get it over here. Other things is the import, export, and exceptions is here, right? Good. Global definition, global data types, field symbol. Here also you can see that global definition, global data types, field symbols, initialization, form routines, currency. In this is a smart form. Here under the global data you have the variable name and all, right? The types you have, the field symbols I have. So global data types and field symbol. First three you are having. This initialization and form routines. This also you have, but in the separate. Here you can see that initialization. Under the initialization you have the code initialization and form routines, right? Form routines and code initialization. These two tabs was. So it is more or less same as a smart form interface only, right? And here the currency and quantity fields at last. So it is more modularized, right? This is more modularized. Good. Here you have the separate tab for properties, right? Separate tab for properties. Here also under the form attributes, this is the form attribute similar to the properties, general attributes and output options like that they have given. So the similarity you have seen how the smart form and Adobe form is similar in the interface context, but interface is there in the smart form. If you see, this interface is inside the smart form itself, right? If you just observe this form interface, I have just double click on this form interface and it has appeared now. This is the integrated part of a smart form, but in Adobe form this interface is the separate part of the Adobe form. This is not integrated with the, means this is not inside the Adobe form. Means Adobe form and interface is not having the composition relationship, right? That means, what is the meaning of composition relationship? The meaning of that means here you have the composition relationship. That means if you destroy the smart form, JPK test is a smart form name, your interface will be also destroyed. That means if you will delete this smart form, your interface will be also deleted in the smart form. But in the Adobe form, if you delete the Adobe form, your interface will not be deleted. Interface will remain same, right? Because both are separate. So it is not having the composition relationship. It is having the association relationship, right? It is associated, not composed of the interface. So Adobe form is not having the tight integration, right, with the interface. Okay, good. So interface part we understood. Now let's go and try to create one form. So Z Adobe underscore demo. So generally we write name like this. If you give the Z Adobe demo, then their interface generally we give just IF we give. However, this can be used in multiple interfaces. Click on this create button. Once you click on the create button, this dialog will come and here you will have to give some description. Adobe demo and the interface, the one interface just I have created ZIF underscore demo, I will give it. You can use some another interface also if you want to get the data from that interface. That means if that is going to suffice your purpose. Okay. Now the Adobe form is now created. Here the properties you are having. Okay. Inbound handler and all. I don't know this. We will see. I will check out this. What is this inbound handler? Interface, layout type, different layout type. Standard layout generally we keep, right? And the context. This context is important. This is very important. So if you want to use some data, right? If you want to use some data, for example, if you want to display this date, okay? If you want to display the date, this is the system field, SFPSY. Okay, this is the system field. You see in the smartphone also we are having here at the bottom, the system field. Okay, actually here it shows it's not coming at this point of time. Okay, but here the system related field, the page number and all, date, time, there also it comes. So here if you want to use, right, if you want to use these system fields, you'll have to drag and drop inside this context. You can see that this context is there. So whatever you will put from interface to this context, that field only you will be able to use inside your Adobe form layout. If you want to populate some value, for that purpose, you have to put this field from left side to right side inside this context, right? So this is the interface part and this is the context part. So let's suppose I want to drag and drop everything. So I'm just dragging from left, and let me try to do. So I have just dragged and dropped this date. I have dragged and dropped over here, date. Once I have dropped this date from here to here, you can see that here at down we are having the property and value. Means for this particular node, these are the different properties we are having, and these are the different value for those properties are listed over here. So name of this particular date node is date only, description is system date, status is active. That means you can use this particular date inside your Adobe form. That means active. You can select deactive also, inactive also. Okay, let it be active only. Field is this one. This is the data field, SFPSY hyphen date. That means this is the field of this structure. Okay, under the ABAP dictionary, from the ABAP dictionary, SFPSY hyphen date is having the field label, heading, and the text is having the date. If you go and check SFPSY hyphen date, this text is date over there, is maintained as a label. How to check that one? You can go /o/s11 and SFPSY, go and give your data, double click on this and go to the field label. You can see that date is there, right? So date it is taking, the short one it's taking, right? So what it's taking, that it's telling over here the date. You can see that heading, short, medium, long is there. So suppose if you are going to select this long, right, the field label long, what you have the long over there, this long is current date. So now there the current date will come. So let me do one thing. I will close this particular smart form one. It's disturbing. So I'm closed now. Now it's fine. Yeah. So ABAP dictionary, this field is fine. Yeah. So heading just I have selected. Sort, you are having the sort option. Press enter. Nothing is happening, but I think when you will display, you can see the 4 option is coming. So accordingly this should also change actually. Okay, so yeah, now it has changed. Medium I have selected, so you can see that current date is coming here. The current date is there for the medium. For the medium, current date is there. For the long, current date is there. So it will take from here. Okay, it will take from here. So from here it all depends how you want to use, right? So just I have select the long as a text label, just save it. Okay, and come over here to the layout. Okay, if you try to activate it over here, it will tell that you have not created any layout or something like that. How you will be able to activate? You have, there is no meaning also, right? You can see that no layout exists in this original language. Okay? There is no meaning also without layout the form, so it will not get activated. So click on this layout over here or here, two option you have. So I've just clicked on this layout, and now it will take some time to load it. So you can see that it's a loading, and it will open one uh, layout editor. So you can see that layout editor has been opened now. So close this. I'm just trying to close this unnecessary things over here. I don't require actually. Okay, let it be there. I'm not able to close that. Okay, so now here this is the hierarchy tab. Okay, here you are having the design view. Here you have the data view. Here you have the master pages, and here you have the preview PDF. What are these? What is the meaning of this? So this data, see, click on this data view. The date I have selected there, no, in the context I have selected the date. So whatever the active field will be there, it will be populated over here under the data view. Hierarchy, if you see that the root node is the data. For the hierarchy, by default, root node is data. What is the root node for the hierarchy by default? Data is the root node for the hierarchy by default. The master page over here, master page, it is like, if you observe that, in PPT, if you want to create a master page, what we do for creating a master page in the PPT, we generally go to the review, right? And I think for view, and here you are having the slide master, right? And you go and create the slide master, and whatever you will create over here, for example, I want to create something like slide test. Okay, and come over here, close this view. So what actually happens that the slide test will appear on all this field. Okay, I'm not able to properly create over here, but that is the meaning of this slide master. Whatever you will create under this slide master, it should actually populate everywhere. Okay, so there is some rule, there is some step I need to follow. I'm not able to remember how to create this one. I think master layout, I don't know exactly, but the meaning of this master pages is that whatever you will create over here, it will appear on each page. That's the meaning of master pages. Okay, here the design view means here you can design your master pages. Okay, or the first page, second page, third page, fourth page, right? Preview means whatever you have designed over here, if you just want to see that how it looks like, you can simply click over there. It will quickly generate the PDF, and you will be able to see that particular PDF. See here, it is showing you the PDF. Okay, so these are the different. So master page is like the master slides, which will reflect in all the slides, which will reflect in all the pages. Okay, design view, just for designing purpose, your master page, first page or second page or third page, all the pages we can design in over here, whatever we will select from here. So this is the design view. Okay, so now we understood design view, master pages, preview, PDF. What is this? Hierarchy. What is this hierarchy? Hierarchy we also understood, right? The first will be the master pages over here. Under the master page, page 1, right? And it all depends. If you want to keep the page 1, page 2, page 3, everything inside the master page, or page 1, like page 2, page 3, page 4, another pages. Certainly some pages you will have to keep inside the master page because you want to define. So if some page will be there, then only the master page will be there. Same as, the main window. If you see that in the main window, so actually the first page by default is going to be your master page. Okay, Here you can see that by default the first page is going to be your master page, right? Then the page 1 untitled content area is here. Let me show you something over here. For example, I want to display the date. So what you can do, simply you can drag from here and put it over here. It's very easy actually in SAP Adobe form over here. You can see that by default the text label has taken, when I have dragged from here to here, the text label has come and this is the input field, right? And system has automatically understood that this is a date or time field, right? You can see the date and time field. So system has automatically taken different option you have. If you want to mark this as a text field, you can select. Numeric field you can select. The list box, drop down list, radio button, check box and button. Depends on you. We'll see. Okay. Current date, just if you now one layout, one simple layout I have created over here. Right. We also have another option over here, view, insert. We will see one by one everything, but let's first see how you know we are getting the output, right? So here we have put this on the master page, this current date and all. If you click on this preview, let's see how the preview is coming. Preview on the PDF. Okay, so it's generating the preview and it's telling that current date it will be shown like this. Okay, it will be shown like this. Close this one. If you select that one, right, it is coming like this, right? It's giving you the option. Nice option is coming. In a smartphone it does not come like this, right? So now just save it and do one thing. Close this and activate this one. Now we will be able to activate because one layout we have created. So just try to activate. Some error is there. Let's try to correct this error. What is this error? ZIF not available actively. Fine. So what we will do, that we'll go to this interface, go to the properties, and the interface which we have created actually we forgot to activate. So I have double clicked over there. It has taken me to this interface. Now activate this one, and now I have activated this interface. Just go back to the Adobe form now. Okay, we have come over here, and now try to check the syntax. It's fine now, and click on this activate, and it will be activated now. You can see that it is activated. So this Adobe form is now activated. I'm just going to run it from here itself. You can see that when the Adobe form also got activated, it has generated one function module, same as the smart form. The function module name is here, right? Based upon the number range available, it has taken 330. Just run this. Give LP01 over here or local, whichever is configured, and here you can see here that the current date it is showing you, right? Because this is the system field what we have taken, 27th October 2020. Okay, so very good. We have generated our first Adobe form in the first session, right? Now what I will do, that I will show you some important part, important section of the layout, and then we will wrap up our today's session, and in the next session we will start with the actual Adobe form development. Okay, so first we will understand the different like suppose if we have to create the table, how we can create the table. So part we will first understand in the part. Okay, and then we will take one exercise, or we will take one small project and we will try to develop our Adobe form in that way. Okay, with the help of the concept what we will be understanding over here. Okay, so now this section we have understood. Now the different sections you have over here, that edit. So if you just click over here, edit is the same as like you have the copy, delete page, select all, right? Lock, right? Lock text, lock static and all. Style, add a style set, pattern, new data connection, form object collection. So for the different purpose we are having over here, we will see how many of these we are able to use. And now come to this view. Under the view we have rulers, grid and guidelines, right? Everything is selected over here. Objects, objects bondage, snap to object, snap to center of the page. Object editor, design view, master pages, right? Here it's already there. XML source, preview, PDF, okay, it's there already. So the same thing over here. Zoom if you want to zoom, actual size, fit page, zoom by area and all is there. Okay, this the insert one is the important one. Runtime property and all, this is disabled, no problem. This is the, see, in the Adobe form while developing, right, you will have to insert the different type of button, checkboxes, circle, content area, date time field, image, line box, numeric field, password, print. So different type of option you have been given over here in order to uh, select your object. If you want to get drop down list, you have so different you have a standard. Now the custom, right? The custom address block if you want to create, form breach, countries, current date, data, drop down list, data list box, email address, this extended decimal underscore js, insertion point, master page, n of m, right? Name, page navigation, page n of m, phone number, and there are so many, right? Signature, survey questions, US social security number. So keeping US in mind, by default they have kept it. Barcode, different barcode option you are having. See, so many barcode options, right? In a smartphone also we are having, right? But we generate in a different way using the smart style, correct? Form builder, localize full date, localize long date and all. This is the form builder is having the, so suppose like here, just a second, control Z, we have created one, right? One current date over here, right? So here, if you want to get this option in the different, format. So for that purpose, actually that option was there. So go to that option. It's not coming over here. It was coming from here, form builder, and in that way actually if you want to do that medium date, short date and all, it's coming over here, medium date, and you can check it. So there are many things which will come with the help of experiment and doing the research and all. Okay, so we can check. We will just activate and run this. Okay, so I have taken the medium date, long date also the option is there. So long date now it has come, but both has been coming at the same places, right? Same places it's coming. So you can find. So insert the WebDyn Pro native, WebDyn Pro related things is also there, right? ISR native controls. I don't know all this what is for particularly used, but these are the options. You can see that. And the table related we are having insert table. If you want to insert the table, if you want to populate the table, this is the frequently used one, insert table. Delete and select, there is nothing coming at this point of time. Okay, so we need to select something, like if you want to insert to the left and also already you should have the table, then only you can do, right? Layout, align, distribute and all, different layout you are having, align, distribute, center, in page. So this is for the distribution. These tools, action builder, check spelling, edit dictionary, different tools you are having, customized options and all. Palette, this is important one. This palette is important one. What is the meaning of palette? If you just Google it out, the meaning of palette means if some painter is there, right? He keeps a palette with him, and with the help of palette he start doing the decoration, he start doing the painting. So he's having the tool, actually different sets of tool. So font, how we want to make the font, how we want to have the paragraph, drawing ads, right? Here how we want to keep the layout, how we want to keep the border, so how we want to do the formatting. So palette means all the object for the formatting, whether it is a font, whether it is a paragraph or layout or object, right? Data view, see, different, this is a very frequently used one, this palette. Okay, so this object accessibility all comes from this palette, and this is a frequently used one, this object. Under the object you have the master page, pagination and all the attributes, all these things we will get. So this palette is very important one. Okay, and then you have the help. So if you want to know the which version of Adobe lifecycle is this one, you can just click and check how to the how to guide lifecycle designer quick start, samples, scripting reference. Okay, so for JavaScript, how to do the coding in JavaScript and all, here you can just click and you can get some idea. Adobe Lifecycle Designer Online, Adobe Lifecycle Developer Center, about Adobe Lifecycle. So these are the different parts we are having over here. Okay, so
these are where we can create windows.
Sorry?
Windows.
Here no window. Okay.
Okay.
Here you can create the page. Here you don't have any window option.
Okay.
Just page is there. You can create over here. Like master page. If your data is flowing, if your data is flowing from one page to another page, you can mark that table as a flown, like. So that we will see. Here we don't have the window and all. So all the things, it's very flexible. So we will see from next class onwards that how we can use this one, and the different option over here also you will get that in the context. This also we are going to explore. So here if you just right click on this context part and click on this create button, you can see the graphics, address, text, alternative, folder, data, structure, loop, single record, all these options. Here we are having 9 options we are having. Okay, all these 9 options, how we are going to use this one, most of these we are going to see one by one. So everything we are going to cover over here, and so just we will stop it over here, and we'll meet in the next class on Friday, and we will see some examples, and we'll try to explore more from the Adobe form. Fine, I'm just going to save it and going to stop the recording.